and welcome to Cathures Tours, the show that takes you on a walking tour of Glasgow for the comfort of your own house. Today we're going to be talking about witchcraft in Scotland and the strange tale of Sir George Maxwell and the Pollock witches. In 1563, Scottish Parliament passed the Witchcraft Act, which led to an almost 200-year reign of terror, where the phrase "thou shalt not suffer a witch to live" was followed almost to the letter. The King James VI himself was almost obsessive on the subject, attending many of the trials and writing the book Demonology in 1597. Of course, we all know the easiest way to spot a witch is to find the witch's mark, and those accused of witchcraft were brought in front of those whose job it was to find this witch's or devil's mark, where, when prodded, the accused wouldn't feel any pain or bleed. These men were the witch finders. Now, of course, there's no such thing as witches. So the witch finders had to get a wee bit creative in finding their witch. If they couldn't find the witch's mark, well, they didn't care. They had a secret spring-loaded needle which could be retracted, so of course the accused wasn't going to feel any pain or bleed for that spot. Once they had found their witch, punishment was usually swift and brutal. Death by strangulation, and then your body was burned. This leads us to Sir George Maxwell, the Laird and Nether Pollock. Sir George was a deeply religious man, and he'd travelled all over Scotland, attending and occasionally taking part in these witch trials. In fact, he had just returned from one in Greenock in October 1677, and whilst inspecting his wares at the Connell Riggs market, suddenly took very ill and was in immense pain down the right-hand side of his body. Whilst resting at home, a deaf and mute woman by the name of Jenny Douglas appeared at his door. She miraculously regained the power of speech and informed Sir George that the tiny village of Pollockton had cursed him. She pointed her accusing finger at the widowed Janet Matthew, her son John, and her 14-year-old daughter Annabel, as well as 3 of Sir George's own servants. The witch hunt was on. The accused homes were searched and wax effigies were found, which Jenny alleged were of Sir George. They were also found exactly where she said they would be, and with pins on their right hand side. As soon as these pins were removed, Sir George miraculously recovered. This was proof of witchcraft, and the accused were sent to Paisley, where they confessed under torture and put on trial. Throughout their trial, they maintained their innocence, but to no avail. They were sentenced to death by strangulation, and their bodies to be burned along with the wax effigies they were accused of making. Only 14-year-old Annabel escaped the death sentence because the courts had found her to be repentant. Jenny went on to marry a minister and moved to Edinburgh, where she continued seeing witches wherever she went. There was a letter that was sent to a Professor Sinclair at Glasgow University from one of his old students. In the letter, the student says he met with Jenny Douglas, and she had publicly accused a woman called Miss Campbell of witchcraft after allegedly seeing an invisible devil's mark on her arm. Ashamed, the woman ran home, and 2 days later the poor soul was found dead, drowned in the Clyde. Jenny went too far, and people grew tired of her accusations. She was put on trial herself for malicious mischiefing, and did herself nae favours by promptly telling the judge she knew he was in bed with a muckle devil the night before. She was flogged through the streets of Edinburgh and banished to the colonies, and that was the last anybody heard of Jenny Douglas. So there you have it, folks, the strange tale of Jenny Douglas, Sir George Maxwell and the witches of Pollock. If you've liked what you've seen, then why don't you go onto our Facebook page and give us a wee like, Cathures Tours, for some exclusive behind the scenes photos and other wee tidbits, or hop onto our YouTube channel, Cathures Tours, and subscribe for some behind the scenes footage and outtakes in our latest episodes. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, folks, catch you later.